Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is Adnan Zafar, of course, known for his striking resemblance to the iconic Ken doll and has become a social media sensation. But of course, there is more to his journey than meets the eye. So welcome, Ken doll, and thank you so much for coming in. By the way, guys, if you don't know, Ken came in with Pakistani treats.
Yes, I did.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, firstly.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure is mine because I have a massive respect and love for Lovin Dubai from the longest time. I'm the oldest person who's following the channel.
Really?
So I was like, yes, it is finally time to show my appreciation and love to your team and to have me here. And, so I was just like, let's start the day with a sweet treat.
We love that, honestly, and obviously it's an honor at Pakistani Independence Day. Happy
Yes,
Independence
thank
Day.
you so much. Thank you so much.
Want to start off by just kind of asking, what does that mean to you to celebrate Independence Day, obviously, and how does it feel to celebrate it sort of maybe away from your family?
Yeah.
Tell us a little
I
bit.
believe I will tell you, I had one of the best Independence Day here in Dubai this time because on Sunday we had a very massive event in World Trade Center that was from the Pakistan Association of Dubai. So we had so much fun there. We had almost 15 to 20,000 people that came in. It was a 12-hour long show. So I had a flight. I just landed around like 1 p.m. and I was like, I need to get fresh and go there. I had such a great time, and people who were performing were actually kind of friends because I know a lot of people in media. So we had a very good time. But yes, celebrating back home is different vibe. You go out, you have fun with friends and stuff. But being in Dubai for 13 years, I believe I have already made a new family here. And everybody is alone here. They want to make a family. They want to engage with people. So I have made my amazing family already, family friends, I would say. So I had a very good time with them. And to represent my country in Dubai was incredible. And you guys posted about it, so it was so nice.
Yeah, of course. 100% for sure. But I want to ask you, why do people call you Ken doll? Have you ever thought like you would actually want to be Ken?
Well, basically, it's people's choice, to be very honest. 5 years back, my Instagram was Dubai Party Boy because I used to go party a lot. But then I was like, I'm not really adding any value to people. I'm not giving any nice influence to people. Yet at the same time, I used to love taking care of my skin and having a good, healthy lifestyle. And everybody would tell me in the parties, like, hey, you look like a Ken, you're tall, you have a very good body, face shape and everything. I was like, that could be a very good selling point. Wow. So I changed my username, and literally within a week, I started to get invitations from different clinics to come over, try the services and do the stuff. And that really brought me to a next level where I went internationally to Turkey. Then I worked with so many doctors on different treatments. So many treatments that were introduced in Dubai were done on me first. So I was really part of those amazing journeys, and that made me, I feel I'm very proud of who I am, my identity, and what I have created online and the contribution I have done to the beauty industry. That makes me so proud of who I am, and I own it. And I feel proud if somebody wants to know about the nose job, hair transplant and the fillers, Botox. I always tell them, do that, don't do that, because I did things on me and then I guide people. I believe that's the best part of me. I do things on me and I'm like, you know what, now you can do it. So if I haven't done it, I'll be like, I don't know.
Well, honestly, that's really nice because sometimes people are unsure and they go to someone like a friend or like a trusted source. They want to know actually, like, is this worth it? A, money-wise, but also B, am I going to see kind of like the results that I want to see from this?
Absolutely.
So then how do you feel like, has it been difficult to sort of keep your look fresh or change it up for people?
It does, because in the beginning, I didn't know, because now I have so much influence. I know so many people. Like back in Pakistan, I have to go. I always put a mask and a hood on because it is impossible to just walk on a street like that, because there's a lot of love and appreciation from my people. And in Dubai, it's still very easy. People there are very, very kind to approach you, to ask you. So I believe I have to look fresh all the time. That is the thing. Even I go to gym, I have to be like, look some nice, my good look. I just can't be lazy and stuff, because in the beginning when somebody took selfies with me and shared it, they're like, oh God, he doesn't look like that in real. I'm like, oh, I was just tired.
Everyone has those days, obviously.
Yeah, but so then I was like, you know what, whenever you step out of your house, you need to be best of yourself. And because it's a brand. I did my self-branding, and I believe I need to always be on top of that. Yeah.
Gosh, that's hard.
That's a job.
It really is. Like, how do you motivate yourself to do that every day?
But I love it. I love. It's the love that I receive from people. It's the courage that they give me and the energy, and I just go with the flow. Then.
Yeah. You want to give it back to them as well.
Absolutely.
Well, you
know what, Ken. Sorry, I'm gonna be calling you Ken. Not
Call me Ken, call me Adnan. All good.
Of course, right now we are at a certain time of like, a certain time where like plastic surgery and Botox and fillers is, I would say, very normalized.
Absolutely.
Like it's very okay to do that. So, have you had any surgical treatments, whether it's like Botox, filler, nose job?
Yeah, I had a nose job.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a nose job, and then I had a hair transplant also at the same time. Yeah, and then I did fillers. I did lip threads. It's the different form of the fillers instead, and of course the Botox, because Botox is something that is, I would say, is actually good for you, because sometimes unconsciously you just move your forehead so much, or you just smile so much that you start to get those deeper lines, and when the lines are deep, there's no way of helping them to get back. So when you're 25 and you feel that there are an unnecessary movement on your forehead, on your crow feet here, you can always relax those muscles. The job of the Botox is just to relax the muscles, and when your muscles are relaxed, your skin actually starts to glow on the top, because the skin is not doing anything, it's just laying down over there. So your skin automatically starts to glow. Fillers is something you have to be very careful with, because filler has a tendency to migrate, because sometimes if you do here, the lump can go somewhere else if it's not been done right. So you have to be very careful that which doctor you are going to and which sort of fillers they're using. So this is something I would always say, to make sure to check the jobs the doctors have done in past.
Yeah, because because I'm thinking, like, if someone comes and tells me, Farah, you look like this person, as human beings, we simultaneously or unconsciously start to want to look more of that person.
Yes.
And maybe have something done for our face or our hair.
Yeah.
I do have a friend back in US. He's also known as Ken. He's very, very famous. He's the one actually who started the concept.
Okay.
But yeah, I always tell him, like, you have done too much. So I believe you always need to have that doctor around you who tells you that don't go too much. You need to have those people around you who doesn't say yes to everything. Even when I went for my nose job, my doctor was kind of scared when he saw my username to meet me that I might do something drastic change. But when I told him I need this and this things to be fixed, and he was like, oh, I'm so happy to meet you that you want to stay in your natural look, and you just want to enhance, and you just want to make it perfect side profile, and that was the main thing. So I believe the doctor should always tells you that it's too much, you need to stop. And I believe that's the right doctor you should go to. Yeah,
I think honestly having trusted sources around you is so important, especially in a time where we're obviously seeing celebrity influences are so huge, right? Like there's filters and there's things on TikTok where like, what is your celebrity look-alike? And some of the resemblances are really, really uncanny, honestly.
They are.
So it kind of feels like, oh, wow, if I can sort of achieve a similar look, then like, why wouldn't I, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think finding the balance is super important. On that note, then, do you feel like there have been any sort of influences in your life that you've drawn inspiration from, let's say?
To be very honest, I have never tried to be someone else.
Okay.
I've always tried to be myself, because people always tell me like, oh, the real Ken is blonde. I said, yeah, good for him. But I'll just be myself the way I like, the way I feel comfortable. I can still be a perfect example, but still I won't do something that is not actually me. And I believe I took it as a lifestyle for being very healthy. Now, whenever I sometimes my friends, they always tell me like, oh, my cousin was taking so much care of himself. I was like, you're just like a Ken doll, because I always share it. And I feel proud of it. I give knowledge. So I share every day with people on my stories. I'm 24 hours active on my stories to share that, what is the lifestyle, what you should eat, what you should drink, your skincare, even small things that you can do. And I believe the children are also using a lot of social media nowadays, and influence is crazy. So I was very surprised. My doctor was telling me there was a 17-year girl. She came and she was like, oh, I started to use retinol. But I was like, you're too young for retinol. You shouldn't use retinol, because retinol you should use when you're 27. Because it's something that helps you to reduce wrinkles, and you're still nourishing right now. So kind of this influence, you have to be very careful what you put out. I always specify things to my followers that this is for this age, this is for this age, because you have young children watching you, and it's a responsibility as an influencer, as a beauty influencer, that you influence the right things and give a right knowledge to people.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Do you feel like then you sort of faced any backlash?
I did face a lot of backlash the moment I changed my username. They were like, you're going too extreme. And it really came out when I started to speak my language on TikTok. And I got a lot of backlash. Literally, people would make videos on me and everything and all. But then by time when they get to see that I was representing my country in a very different level, working with international brands, and then they realize, okay, you know what? He's actually very positive. So I believe the name really hit people very hard. But then when they got to see the right side of mine, the bright side of mine, and the personality and the knowledge that I had, that actually encouraged them to understand. So I believe personality works big time, and just the name.
Yeah. 100%.
So that really helped me to balance and calm down the things. So that was the biggest help, I believe, my personality.
For sure.
I agree.
As well, you know how like social media is a double-ended sword.
Yes.
It can go well, it can go
wrong.
Really bad,
Yeah.
depending on how we use it and the influence that's
Absolutely.
there. So what are your thoughts on the body image impact on young audiences? Because, you know, it's all over, like trends happen, like, oh, like skinny or like, I don't know, a curvier look. So what are your thoughts on that?
I believe, yes, being healthy is really good. And sometimes going extreme is also not good. Whenever I have some of my friends who are into fashion, then they tell me like they just eat one time a day, and I'm like, oh my God, that's very unhealthy. And then, you know, you can faint in the end of the day. I believe I'm very healthy in this. I always try to influence good diet. And I even show my snacks to people, so to encourage that you can always have a right diet and be happy in yourself. Yes, I believe my body haven't changed in 15 years, and I'm really proud about it. So I believe you shouldn't look at how people look. You should just see how you feel comfortable wearing something, being in yourself and being in your skin. There's a lot of trend also in our region, I would say, or in Asia, where people, they want to get the drips done to change the complexion. And I believe that's very dangerous, especially those injections. If you're looking into glutathione, that is amazing, because that is basically it's your liver detox. That is good. It just keeps you glowing. But if you go extreme to the bleaching side and stuff, that is actually very harmful. You basically internally damage yourself, and externally also it has a lot of side effects. So I believe you're born nice and everybody's very special. And if I can be myself as I can, the way with my looks are, I believe everybody can be a Barbie or Ken.
I love that. So do you feel like then sort of an all-rounded, like the Ken doll image, or even the Barbie doll image in general, is that an inclusive sort of image that we're presenting to people?
I would say, like, you know, even when you look at the real Barbie toy or a Ken, there's so many types of it. When you go to a toy store, you know, there's one who's a doctor, there's one on a wheelchair, there's one who is a little bit different in the body, there's one which is, it's all types are available. I believe to encourage people that you can just be yourself and be the perfect example of yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So even sometime whenever some girls will tell me like, hey Ken, I'm like, hey Barbie. So they're like, no, I don't. I said, no, you are in yourself. Yeah. So it's all about positivity and taking it in the right direction, not taking it so extreme.
I love that message. But before I ask you about what's next for you as an influencer, as Ken doll, I want to ask you, you know, have you watched the Barbie movie?
Yes, I did.
Yes, and what do you think of that?
It was amazing. It has a very good message, to be very honest. Because I really loved it. And it took us a long time to go there because it was always fully booked. But then when I went to the cinema, I felt so good. Everybody was wearing pink. It was, you know, Dubai was going fun about it. And then I believe you guys also posted the video we made for the Barbie, me and Faryal, my best friend.
Yes.
So that was a very good trend. We waited for people to finish it, and we're like, you know, we'll do it in the end, and we killed it.
It was so good.
So I believe the movie was amazing itself. I had a very good time. I had a lot of, and I believe that movie really helped me because people, they got to know what was actually Ken. Because there was a lot of time I was trying to explain what is Ken doll. They won't understand. And when they watched the movie, they're like, oh my God, they copied you. I said, no, they didn't copy me. I copied that concept. It just took you time to understand. So that really made people understand. I believe that movie really played a very big role in my collaborations.
I think it was good. You're right. in that it kind of showed obviously the emotional side, which we're not used to seeing.
Yes.
We always used to hear so much about Barbie, right?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of spotlight on her.
Absolutely. She comes out from her fairy tale beautiful life and gets to see the reality. So that was the best part, to see the human part of it.
Yeah, I agree.
So what's next for Ken?
That's next for me.
For the Kendall persona, what's next for the Kendall?
Well, I am always very much representing my company, my country, and that makes me very proud individual. And what's next for me is actually I am working on launching my own brand for skincare, because I've worked with a lot of different brands till now, and I know what is right, what is wrong, what works well for people. So I'm really working on it. By next year, for sure, we'll launch that. So we'll send you the items across. Try it.
We would love to. Well, thank you so much, Ken, for joining us
Thanks, it's
today. And thank you, Barbie Raneem, for joining me.
Thanks, guys.
We are in a Barbie-themed episode.
Yeah,
and
we loved it.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget, guys, we go on podcast format. Subscribe to our newsletter. See you next time. Same time.
See you. Bye.